Hey guys, good morning. Lady Hippy here, still at the damn bar. Would you believe that? You gotta love having a bar at the house. I see we're getting a little bit of feedback still. And again, see, I'm the sound producer, the producer, or production manager, I should say. At least I'm not dealing with live guns, although I'm pretty good at that. Plus Alec Baldwin and the young lady that died. And it's such a terrible thing. And I saw that on the news, and I hate to deal with the terrible things right out the gates, but I figure we might as well get the ugly things out of the way first. Let me come back with it. No, I'm kidding. Yes, it's for entertainment purposes only, and I probably picked the wrong broad for that title, but I'm going to be here all week, so what the hell. So, see, and I always fidget. I get up here, and for some reason, when I get up here, everything goes wonky. It's like suddenly something's not working right. I don't know. So bear with me. If you can. I went up by another 32 viewers. Yay! I did not have time to check stats for this thing. Uh, and then I said, I'm going to pick a necklace today that'll match the outfit and it'll stay where you put it. They don't. It's the same thing with the camera adds 10 pounds. It doesn't, ladies, not at all. It adds 40. I do remind y'all that just in case, I didn't catch on to that right away when I first started. I caught on. So, and I think that the idea, they still haven't, and it's Hamas's fault they have not come to terms. Ramadan, the holiest month for Muslims worldwide, starts tomorrow. Of course, the Dome of the Rock is highly figurative, shall we say, in that. And I fear that they're wanting to start a lot of trouble then. And even I know that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, their people are volunteers. This is not a big country. I mean, you could probably put it in Texas 20 times. I'm just saying. And the cartels are saying they're going to make Texas burn. But still, apparently, the president, whoever the hell that is, because Biden still needs a note to get out of the Oval Office if he's in there. I think he's still in the basement on camera. One can hope. I mean, no hate, man. At 81 years old, the only thing you need to run for is your freaking bathroom. I don't care how good his wife is at steering him from point A to point B. It's noticeable. It's like we're what? We're a whole damn world of idiots. For God's sakes, he's calling out so and so. He's forgotten he's not the VP no more. It's just you could make an entire 15-hour show out of just Joe Biden's gaffes this year. Man been around 50 years, ain't done a damn thing. You figure you've been in office off and on between senator, yada, yada, yada. And I hate to give him the names because he didn't do nothing. So if he didn't do nothing then, what the hell would anybody think this 80-year-old man was going to do in this 4 years? Well, for one, they didn't elect him, and two, they didn't go elect the next one. So much for politics. I love that vote. Yeah, you guys got to run out of Super Tuesday. I mean, well, what's November about? Nobody asked that question. Mm. I can see it still bugs me that at no point no one. Oh, see, and it gets worse. That nobody in it's nobody. I'm talking my own family as well. My husband, and they vote, and my husband votes most of the time. But nobody seems to ask that question. Well, what was that Super Tuesday thing? They said we voted. Did you vote? Did you go out? I didn't go out. Nobody seems to say that. So I find that extraordinarily humorous. Let's see. I was watching my paranormal guys. They've got a new channel called Nerve. Dark Ghost does. He still does Dark Ghost, but he's Russian. And they took down his, I think it was his Instagram, but it might have been his YouTube. But you have to look for him. Even his old stuff is great. It's amazing. This dude doesn't cut and run often. I've seen him do it one time to literally, and even then, even with him cutting and running, he went around and got all of his equipment stuff. And the boy has a lot of equipment. I mean, so it wasn't actually as if he went, instant run. He went around, calmly got his stuff, calmly got out, and it stopped him 3 or 4 times through cabinets or in the doors and stuff. He finally went through the window, but he was he was just so calm. I mean, it's one of the reasons I really adore him, and he gets really good film footage and proof, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, yeah, things can be CGI'd nowadays, yeah, they can steal your identity. With me, they laugh and they put more money at the bank for me. I don't worry about that crap. um, you'll have to excuse me. This I end up with the headband and stuff because I try to keep the earphones at least close to my ears and not down over my neck. And they don't seem to make them for little heads. You'd think as much as I talk, I'd have a big head. I had made some point notes and I forgot where the hell I put them. This is the other part of you're not 30 anymore. Even when you make notes, you don't know where the hell you put them. It's just didn't help you at all. So we're going to go on our own. I did see a lovely thing about Keanu Reeves today. Love that young man. Uh, I don't think he's that young anymore, but I've always watched him, and I didn't notice it, but that uh, he had made the powers that be angry with him, and he didn't have a movie for a decade. And I didn't even realize that was a decade that was like sleep 2 hours and go do it again. So I didn't actually notice he was gone for a decade. And it seems that a lot of entertainers, Cat Williams again being one, that has come forward and said there's something fishy going on about, well, Hollyweird is what they call it. So I'll just say that. You might want to keep your eye on that. I'm not real happy at all that Princess Catherine is still missing. No one has seen the Princess Catherine since Christmas Day in public. I find that ominous. I really find that ominous. Kate was always there every day with her kids. I mean, this girl seemed to have had no boundaries as far as what she could put on her plate in a day. And we all adore her as much as we did her deceased mother-in-law, Lady Diana. Now I want to know where Catherine is. Now they said that it's possible that she had an ectopic pregnancy, which would require extensive abdominal surgery. It could have come down badly, yes. Um, to have put her in a medical coma, it's also possible. It's possible. Why they would make up stories or do things to keep her incognito, it, again, could just be to aid in her recovery. But at this point, we're scared to death that something literally has happened, that she's lost her life, and they're not telling us. Now, they're saying that she'll come out Easter, and then I heard that they actually said no, where she's going to take a whole 9 months off, and something just doesn't smell right to me. It really doesn't, and they need to do something, because it's not just me; it's millions of us, and we want to know what's going on. I mean, we don't want to get into her personal life. We just want to know she's alive. If she's finding some medical problem, again, that's none of our business. But if she's not alive or unalive, as they say, we have a right to know that too. And I want to know that Princess Catherine is okay, that she's, whatever it is, that she's recovering, that that's what's going on. I want to know what's going on. I've been watching uh, since Prince Charles was a boy himself, just about. He's 10 years older than me. So that's how long I've watched the royal family and counted them basically as one of my own. And I'm as British as you can get, pretty much, unless you go across the pond. So yeah, it killed me when Lady Diana died, and I still don't believe it was an accident. I'll put it that way. Mm. Somehow I knew since I was on live that my husband would have to come down. That's how he does things. So I angled the door so we can see him. Okay, off he goes into the wild blue yonder. Actually, I like that part makes me happy. I see there's some things that still need to be done. There's stuff on the stairs that he makes little piles. I call him Pigpen. He gets around to them eventually, just not very fast. And that annoys me because I have to clean the whole house, which means I have to clean around the piles and they get bigger and bigger. It turned out, I think it's called hoarding, but I'm an old woman. What do I know? Mm, needed a wee one this morning. A little apple cider later on. Before I forget, everybody like, subscribe, put something in the comments. Got live chat on, but you usually don't have anybody. Somebody give me a heart attack if they popped in here. Yeah, I'm going to still be here all week. It's a thing kind of with me. I don't give up easy. I got pretty thick skin. I was a little surprised at the fact that basically none of my, I called them friends on Facebook, are watching or sharing or liking or any of those things. The only family members I have would be my son, my grandson, um, husband. Yeah. Now he and my son bought me my starter kits. And apparently neither of them like me doing that very much. Don't know why. They don't say. And if I ask the question, they suddenly find something else to do. So I'm going to stick with it just so I can shove it in their face and say, ha, I told you there's other people like me. That there's other hippies, baby boomers, just people with a brain that want to know what showed up in Antarctica that looked like two huge black pyramids. They're giving off so much energy they could run a country. Is that a for real thing? Did they CGI that shit? Yeah. Did the Nazis really come out in 1948 when Admiral Byrd went up to Antarctica with the fleet and attacked them and take out half the fleet? Pretty much. It's kind of proven fact on that one. The people were gone and boats were gone, and you know, Project High Jump they called it. You can look that one up too. If you don't have tell me in the comments. I'll put a link in. I am, I guess, going to start dropping a few videos to back up what I'm asking. The Ramadan thing worries me. Again, when even Israel was prepared to speak of peace to get some of the hostages back, with some aid into the Gaza Strip for the Palestinians, Hamas admitted that out of the 130 odd people, they got 30 odd already. Again, they reported 30 odd dead a few weeks ago. I predicted it a month ago that there would be 60 to 70, at least half of the hostages that they had were dead. And I was right. I didn't want to be, but I knew it. And I'm scared, truthfully. I believe the number's way higher. There might be a few women and children left. I don't think there are any young boys or men left. If they are, I will be surprised. There won't be any young men left alive, I don't think. I think they'll kill them. And I think something's coming on Ramadan. And so do they. And so I may not be much of a prayerful woman, but in this particular case, this could be incredibly biblical. And it already is. If you look at Revelation, and I like the Left Behind series that was done, even the movie, if you watch the movies, you'll want to go out and get the rest of the books. And there are 28 of them, and they are worth every penny. You can get them on Amazon for gently used for like a penny in postage. I mean, you don't have to go to Barnes and Noble and pay $89.50 for them. I bought the gently used after my fifth or sixth one because that was when they started the program. But I advise anyone that wants to learn about like the rapture and basically Revelation made to fit the 21st century. It's the best I have ever read, which is why I bought all 28. Then I have an extensive library. I always try to find out that some of my best, for me, what were my favorites. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good word, but there's 8 or 9 in the series, so it would be series of books by the same author. And I was saying I had to get back online to look for some of my favorite authors because I had not bought any since the '90s, and even my son said, "Mom, they've been dead since '93." It's like, it's like I stopped in the '90s and went this far and no further. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm good where I'm at. I know you can hear TV behind me, but I kind of gave up. I'll try to throw something in there because it's annoying me, and I can hear the washer and dryer, and I can also tell that it's about Israel, and that is guaranteed to get my heckles up every time. It never fails. I get so angry that people think in another country, mind you. Like we would say, now on 9/11, what if Israel would have said, okay, you guys have done enough, get out of Iraq? Well, Iraq never attacked us to begin with. Did we go? Would we leave? Would we think it's okay for them to tell us to do so? Hell no. I'm still echoing. It's that frequent voice. I keep trying to talk quieter and it doesn't work. I'm just saying, you know, um, the African consulates up there, we want them for war crimes. Well, what about your guys? How many people did you kill? I can name names, but why? Everybody knows it. Huh? How about the UN? How come the PLO is sitting on the UN's board? Their charter is death to everybody but Muslims. Hmm? Yet they sit on the UN. Their acceptance speech was, we're going to kill every Israeli Jew we can get our hands on. You can't make this stuff up. Sits on the UN. What the hell are everybody paying the UN for? Wasn't Trump right when he said, well, we're paying as much as every other country combined and they don't do nothing? They don't. The last time that I saw them respond to anything like a war was the Bosnia Herzegovina war, and they had blue helmets and rubber bullets and going, well, we can't do nothing, and they sent them back. The hell good was that? Well, what do they do with the money we give us? Oh, I know. That's right. UNRWA. Yes, they're giving it to the terrorists to make a subway that's actually bigger than London's Underground Railroad. Should be. They got billions. I don't think that England spent that much on theirs. I mean, it's way extensive. People, this isn't run up and down just the Gaza Strip. You got to see this stuff. Stop taking things for granted and investigate for yourself. Get out there and look at some of these videos. Just hit search. Also, if you guys would share one of these for me, I think people don't realize that YouTube is free. You just have to download it and put your code. They'll give you a code. It'll come back probably an email. I can't remember spending years, but it's a free channel on anything. Your phone, your laptop, your Chromebook, your TV. It's free. Just pull up YouTube, download it, and put you a code word. It's the same as any other app, and then you can have YouTube. And they have movies, music, all the above. They are trying, and they have started that in the last year. I'm real happy with that. They started with 4-second commercials. When I first started it, they had no commercials. Now they're up to almost 2 minutes, and you can't get out of it. And well, I get mad, and I go back to the home menu, and then I get out of it. They'll figure out a way around me at some point. Um, Yeah, so it's easy to get on YouTube. I do put them on Facebook. Again, I'm not sure if I'm being too political, I don't know what it is. So I would love it if somebody would throw something in the comments from my Facebook friends to let me know maybe why they're not subscribing or liking, because I could use the feedback. I did, like I said, had 32 more views, and I was all over the moon again. We still haven't reached 1,000, you know. Can't do everything overnight. I try though. That's when it's fun. And nighttime can be really fun. I used to work a lot of nights, especially with the military. It seemed I was always flying into someplace at 2 or 3 in the morning. And mind you, back in my days of regular flying, airports still closed. So it's nobody. I mean, your luggage was thrown out of the plane on the tarmac, and you trudged into this darkened building, and you know nobody. So, and you didn't even know where you're supposed to go. It was like, they finally would send a shuttle for you, whatever base, you could just hang out until they started opening, and they'd send the shuttle. But it wasn't just airports; it was bases, airport, everywhere I went. It was always closed because early in the morning. And so I've done it at hospitals. I've walked many a hospital floor at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and it's spooky. And these are the ones that are open. The thing I also, and I can remember every time I've done this, and I've done this a lot because of at our age, we do have family members. No, no, you stay there. Red Man, you stay right there. I'm going to get you something in a minute. Red Man, don't you jump. Uh-uh. My Serenity, she's my oldest, and we've rescued her when she was 8. So she wanted to jump up here. Wherever mommy's at, basically, it's not so much that they want to know what's going on, they just want to be with mom. I'm not sure what the hell happened to my husband. He didn't say that before he left. He's driving me crazy on the breakfast thing. I don't do breakfast. And when he was, no, Raymond, no, no, baby, no. Get over on the bed and stay away from mommy. He hardly did breakfast back then. And now he'll do his bacon and eggs and tacos, and I love those. And I like his eggs and potatoes. I like those. And he won't do it. He won't eat it unless I say I'll eat with him. So I'm keeping these pounds on, and some of them are detrimental to what I take for my heart and what I take for blood pressure and so forth. So either he's trying to kill me, which I highly doubt, because he won't clean the toilet. I don't think men do unless they live alone, and even then it's iffy. But yeah, so I never did do that. I would eat about once a day, as healthy as I could, and maybe snack. In fact, he cracked me up the other day because he said something about. I said I don't do breakfast, and I'm down a size, and I need to stay at least at that size. And I won't do a double size. You're not going to find me in the 2-digit size. Yeah, I won't eat forever if that's the case. So, like, he knows what my size is. And still, it's every morning. Well, are you going to cook this morning? I'm like, I am not Denny's. You can't come down and every night before it goes to bed. Are you going to cook tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm just not. If you want it, you cook it. If I'm going to cook something, I will tell you. Unfortunately for me, he tends to not like what I cook, or is not able to actually swallow what I cook because of the surgery and his stage 4 cancer, which is he beat that, but it left scar tissue and so forth. So I'm at a loss as to basic. And so I'll ask him, and I really just don't get an answer, and I'll go ahead and do whatever I'm doing, spaghetti, whatever, and he won't like it. So finally, you get to the point with, well, you want dinner anyway, and I do want breakfast, and and I'm having to do all that, and you're really not very appreciative of any of that because they're dudes. So he gets kind of upset with me. At 34 years of marriage, yeah, I know what he's going to do. They don't seem to get us women. It's like, you know, as sweet as they can be, they try very hard. I always get a kick out of him taking out the trash. That's fun. It's always cute. Yep, I have to call the mayor, get him a medal. He's going to get mad probably, but it's the truth. It's funny. Um, Maybe I should get off the husband thing, but come on, ladies, we got to train him better than this after 30 odd years. You think, and I have a terrible back. It's disintegrating. They cannot put anything in there to stabilize it. They can't do that. It won't work because actually it would accelerate it. So I'm not even supposed to do this stuff that I do. And I got it real upset yesterday because it was a nice day. It was a Sunday. I didn't even realize it was Sunday. That was Friday. So I'm looking at the shed still that hasn't been taken in the hot house. And I came in and I called him because he's up in the room and I'm not climbing stairs. I hurt my knee. So I'm like, um, how much of that can be taken down out there? Can the plastic sidewalls be taken down? He said, yeah, you can just pick those up and get those down and put them in that pile over by. I mean, it's not. If anybody that does know me, and there are a few of you, I was absolutely speechless. I was like, and I couldn't say anything. He kept on directing me as to what I could take and where to put it because he was off. It was Sunday. He wasn't going to do a thing, but I could do all this. And got yelled at because I said, "Are you kidding? You want? Are you kidding me?" I thought he was kidding. I really did. I thought he was kidding. He was not kidding. I think he's still mad at me because I said, "Are you kidding?" You know, I'm not even supposed to bend over, really. And here I'm supposed to go out from under the tree, broken fences, pots and plants hanging precariously off things, jagged metal edges sticking out, and I'm supposed to go out and try to pry things loose and go put them in a pile over here. That's some chutzpah. That's really some chutzpah. Um, that's chutzpah. You're just going to yourself, he's not kidding. And anyone, you can tell from the red hair too that yeah, I still flash bang out real quick. And I was so shocked that I was speechless. Lucky for him because I was hot. I was very, very hot, which is what made me speechless because I'm trying not to. Like I said, at first I really did think he was joking. I was praying he was joking. I take 12, 13 pills. I take 13 pills a day. Thankfully, none of them are narcotic, but they're for, I have a bad heart even, you know. I take my blood pressure 3 times a day and send it in to the VA, to my doctor over the network we have. And these are things he knows. I'm like, oh my God, you know, and then yells at you because you're just too lazy to get anything done. And again, you're just aghast. You're just, you must be having a really bad day because what? And I had gone to the store and again had picked up things that were too heavy. I had two lovely gentlemen though that gave me such a nice compliment. One, they were my age or maybe a little older, very nice young man. Said it's just a shame a gentleman can't open the door for a lady anymore, and and wave me on by, and it was so sweet. And I got my groceries and I got out to the back of my car. And I was on the back 40, only place I could pull forward. Back up there because it was busy. And this gentleman was parked in a truck next to my vehicle. And he said, would you mind if I helped you with that big bag of cat food? A pretty young thing is you shouldn't be lifting that. Isn't that sweet? And he had the conscience to ask, because I could have tased him or something, shot him, It's very, very kind of him. And he put it in there and he said, it's very nice to see you, young lady. It's good to see a young lady that looks so nice when they go shopping. I see so many people in their pajamas. I say, I know, it's just terrible. Mom didn't raise me to go outside or anything in my pajamas. And he shook my hand, and he said, well, There are some of us who know young lady, and that was so nice coming even from a stranger. You know, you can make a whole person's life a big thing in just such a small compliment. Of course, when I mentioned it to Robert, it just annoyed him. I think I don't understand some things. I know it's the hard thing when men retire, but it's hard for women to retire because we do everything. The men don't. Robert was always, I make more money than you do, kind of thing, something along those lines, you know. And so I had all the house cleaning. I did all, and back then it was me who cooked, and everybody sat down at the same time, and I did all the cleanup. I did all the laundry. I did all the sweeping, the mopping, the vacuuming, the shampooing. I did all of it. I did all of it all weekend long. If I was off, that's what I had to do. And if I asked one of the kids for help, even he would say, "No, they've got you're off tomorrow. They got stuff to do in front of them." And of course, they took the weekend off, and I cleaned the house for the weekend. Now, of course, if I say that, and if he catches this, he's going to disagree wholeheartedly. But the truth is the truth. And now I tell him that I'm off at 5 o'clock, that I have to have the same rights that everybody else does. And I had to start enforcing that before he came home, to start making my day compartmentalized so that I would be off at 5. Dishes, kitchen, all that done, so that I was off like everybody else at 5. And he instead, he will come down and say, he stays in the man cave, which is actually nice. But he turns TV up so loud I can't hear downstairs. And instead of turning it down, he yells at me that my TV is just too low for me to hear or some nonsense, but he doesn't turn it down. So I am actually in my room now, watching TV, because that way I can only hear the one TV. So I don't know what that's all about. Any of you women have a problem or seen something like this, do please comment. I could use some help out here. I really could, guys. I intend to make this social Woodstock. And it seems like I have more people working against me, and I mean my family and so called friends, than I do rooting for me. And I've been given nicer compliments and more help by you guys who I don't yet have the privilege to know, but I can't wait to get to know you. But I would actually frame that as I get more help and more kindness from people I do not know yet than I do from a family or a friend that I've known for years, sometimes 2, 3 decades, or family members that I've been in the family over 3 decades. And I, I put it on Facebook, and I say, just like it. You don't have to just hit like. Nothing. Not from my family, not from my supposed friends. And I got to admit, I was really taken aback at this. And this is, I think, my 7th week of doing it. So I'm not really great yet. And I tend to just talk on about silly things like this because I don't know how to address it. I'm not getting any feedback when I thought I would. I really did. And I refuse to sit back and let the family be right. I don't know why they bought my equipment if they didn't think I would be successful, or that I should even try to do it. That they, even my own family, wouldn't hit a like or anything. My daughter-in-law did, and she's a wonderful woman, and she has very little time. But my daughter-in-law subscribed. Um, Nobody else did. And so yeah, that really took me aback. And so I'm asking you guys, and I'm telling you all the truth about this, because I really, really need you. I need you to come help me. I need you to say anything, whether I'm just bad about this, or whether I need to speak about this particular subject, or whether it's hang in there, girl. You know, when I was growing up, the flower power and all that, stop the war at NAM, and which made me go active duty, it would have been as a whack, but they didn't tell us that as the plane was landing, we were now regular soldiers. That's another good story. So anything you could put in there, I can't tell you how much and how grateful I would be just to hear from even one person. I would love to hear you guys in live chat. Um, but even a comment, even if you just put in a comment, even if you just hit the like button, I don't know how many more are as stubborn as me, but I believe there's a lot of us. I think that a lot of us have noticed that volcanoes have increased and earthquakes have increased and tsunamis have increased, earthquakes have increased, plagues have increased. That's Kit in the background, that big black and white one was in a handful. I had to cut him out of the net from the boat, which I actually threw a chair out of it, which was bolted down. I don't know how I did it, but I did, and he's alive. Then he tried to die me a second time, but I begged him to stay, and I wouldn't let him out of my arms, except I would set him in the potty. And after a week, he turned for the better, and he's now huge. I love my guys. And they bring me a lot of joy. I know it went really hard on us when we lost our last husky child. We wouldn't get dogs anymore. We just thought we wouldn't get anything anymore. God keeps sending them, and we keep going, oh Lord. Because the other thing that's here is a kill shelter. I have actually pretty much begged here on YouTube for anybody to knows anything about an agency that helps animals to please put it in the comments because that no one will help us. We're 6 miles from Aiken, South Carolina. It has a no-kill shelter. They won't accept any of them because we want to do a trap and release and take them up there. They would then spay and neuter them, and they could be trapped and to do that, put back out where they were taken from. But then they won't, continue to have kittens. They won't do it because it's not in Aiken. So it's just, and now I've seen them. We've had the same family for 2 years that's out there, but there's 9 of them, and they keep growing. And it's not that they were having kittens. People were throwing out domesticated cats. I mean, you can tell one of them had already been neutered even. So now one's pregnant. And it's all I can do not to weep because we just, my husband gives me a lot of grief lately about that because it does cost a lot of. We are on a fixed income now, and it's difficult. It's really difficult. We spend probably 300 to 400 a month on the animals and the vet bills, and this one's going to have kids, and there's nothing left. We have nothing left to give them, but maybe we can stretch the food further. So again, I ask if there's any way that anyone knows anything about having a way to help these animals, please put it in the comments. Um, if you think that maybe I shouldn't do this, put that in the comments too. If you think I should keep trying, or if you think I should tweak it somehow, please feel free. This is social Woodstock. The whole idea to me is we can talk about anything and everything. Whatever you want to talk about is the thing. Um, I don't know why friends and family don't seem to be supporting me. Um, I don't. Um, we're very different, I gotta admit. Um, Especially me being from the north and living in the south and married to a southerner. The education system is different. The people are different. The women are different. I've been all over the world in the army and civil service and so forth. In my husband's family, most of the women are still in the same cities they were born in and didn't finish high school in. So there may be something there. I don't know. I know that I'm not really liked by a lot of them, but I didn't know they disliked me per se. Um, I've never done or insulted that I know of anyone, especially on my Facebook. I've never been unfriended that I know. So I'm hoping, and I again put that plea out there that if you see it, please, like it, maybe subscribe later if you see a few. And truthfully, I could use the advice, and I definitely could use the help. I don't want to quit. I'm not a quitter. And I'm scared they're going to take this away from us soon. Like I said, it started out with no advertisement at all, and now they're up to a couple of minutes. You generally can't get out of it unless you go to search. If you don't see me and you have just started your YouTube channel, just opened it so you can watch it, you just go in under search and put in Lady Hippy. And Hippy is spelled with a Y and not an IE. My generation has spelled it with a Y, but there are people using hippie in their title, but they're using it as an IE, and that's not how we used it. And I wanted to get to the 1,000 so that I could start doing Patreon, and I had some ideas to bring forth to do some of the merchandise, the tie dyes and all that stuff. I would love to see hip huggers come back. Not for me, but hot pants, gotta get it. Just, just a little hippie, just a little love. That's what I always felt as a hippie. A lot of love, um, and we supported anybody that needed it. I mean, if you were my friend, if you needed me at 3 in the morning, I was there. If I had to walk, it didn't matter. If you needed me, I was there. I can't say I've seen that myself, and I'm thick-skinned. It's not that. It's now questioning my choice of wanting to do this, and yet I do. And I'm going up slowly. It's not that I'm not getting viewers, but I'm not getting a lot of feedback, and that's what I really need is some feedback. I needed somebody to say, "Oh, lady, you talk too much," or leave your husband alone. I mean, anything and everything is also in the title. It's social Woodstock. Now, I know there's some that are my age, there's some that are younger, there's some that are older. And I adore most all of you that I have been able to stay in touch with and all that. And I can't thank you enough for your support. And I really hate asking. And I'm not asking because I want the channel to be perfect. I could close the channel and never do it again. I'm retired as it is. But I hate to be a quitter. I can't see myself just quitting. Now, I might have to if I don't have any support, if this isn't what everybody wants. If it's not, then I will quit. If there's something that could make it better, if there's something that people think, well, I think if you tried this, tell me, put that in the comments, come talk to me. I got a great bar. You can match me. Just put your address in. I'll send you a bottle. We can do it on Zoom. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are smart, that are happy, and that are not really with what's going on in the world today, that they dislike, that we're being silenced on. And we have this whole thing here. We have this whole thing here. I can talk to you in Russia in real time, right here, right here. Or I can talk to you in the Philippines when I stop and I see you've made a comment. I want to do something. I want it to be Woodstock before they take it away from us. And I do think they may do that. So throw them in there, guys. Give an old woman a break. Let's see if we can't do Woodstock again without them shutting us down. that also is a curious way to think as well for me. I try not to touch on too many subjects because they have taken down some of my videos. And so trying not to step on any toes. Um, I'm exactly who you see. This is it. I love everybody unless you get stupid. And then I revert to my red hair. I fully admit that. Been only a couple of bar fights. They were fast. They had people to pull me off. So there's a few stories I could tell. I really must say. Maybe I should reserve to those. In any event, I see from my timer, I tried to keep myself on for less than an hour, maybe an hour, because I realize that's a long time unless I pick something to drop or have something to say, which apparently I don't today. I'm just griping a lot. I am worried again about what's going on, and I do want us to see if we can do this before they take it from us. And for those of you out there who might see that I have a video on Facebook and we're friends on Facebook, guys, take a look. Surely you've got 2 or 3 minutes. You can look at it and then you hit dislike. It doesn't take 15 hours. Give me a break. Come on in here. Help me make this something that everybody will know. Let's do Woodstock social life like we used to. Huh? Love and power to the peace. That's right, baby. Toodles.